Hi, I'm Rebecca Dawson, and this is the first time I have done a video while holding a phone in my hand. But I just wanted to take this moment very spontaneously to speak with you and to share a little bit about what's arising in the consciousness of many awakening humans at this time, particularly this week. This is a huge week in the planetary experience for emergence. And so often we feel like emergence might be something within ourselves. We might experience what some people call downloads, or what we and the masters sometimes called uploads. There might be a new aha moment that starts to come out within you. Oftentimes it can be emotional realizations, things from childhood, new sense of capacities, and it can be a really interesting and personal time for us. But what's happening right now is that there is an emergence happening externally, or what appears to be our external field of view. So much is being revealed at this time. And it's not just things around that which we suspected was there and perhaps we wouldn't like to be there that is coming out into our awareness, particularly within the socio-political spheres. But there's so much that we have felt within ourselves that's coming up now in the external reality that's getting very interesting. And what we mean by this is that there are inclinations, inspirations, little glimmers or views of things that many awakening beings have had, perhaps around what's possible, perhaps around technologies, perhaps around what kind of role you could be playing here in the earth reality. There's been many years, I've been channeling with the masters for over 30 years, and there's been thousands and thousands of conversations that I've had with people all around the world around what they feel they are here in this earth reality for. And one of the biggest challenges that humans have is that they can have an idea or a knowing within themselves, I'm here for this. And it could be things like, I've heard many different versions of this. Grid work. It could be, I'm here to anchor energies. It could be, I'm here to help raise vibrations. It could be, I'm here to help usher in some new humans. It could be, I'm here to bring my unique vibration. I'm here to stable things. I'm here to shake things up. There's all sorts of narratives, there's all sorts of explanations and views, all of them valid as they arise within the human, that explain why you're here at this time and can offer a sense of a framework around that. What's been challenging over the years for awakening beings, and myself included, is that we feel this within ourselves and we'll have a glimmer and we'll have a knowing, but we don't see it externalized into reality necessarily. It becomes something very private and personal that plays itself out in the internal universe, that is the internal field of witnessing. But this is when, now, and unfolding in 2025 and beyond, this is when all of those internal inclinations and awarenesses now start to become externalized. They're beginning to emerge not just within you, but within the emergent field of reality, which in essence is also your body of consciousness extending itself out into view. So it's an incredibly exciting time where you're very likely to start to see and witness what we would call evidence, but we would call an extension of your awareness into the external reality about some of these inclinations, truths, glimpses, or feelings that you've had about yourself and your own role in this shift into a new earth reality. So there's an interesting time now for technologies that are emerging. The masters have been discussing in depth in the past few weeks how what we call artificial intelligence, the masters call actualized intelligence, is an extension of your field of consciousness and will begin to reveal to you that which you have glimpsed internally into your external world. this is happening in a number of ways, because if we remember that our reality is largely holographic, and that's a very diluted and simplified way of explaining our quantum reality. It's not just your own personal view of what you feel that you're doing here in this reality at this time that's being displayed externally as you extending yourself out into this reality, but you're going to be seeing it in other humans, which means that it's very likely in the next months that you're going to start to see other humans begin to display, announce, start to demonstrate that which you believe to be true for yourself out in the open field of reality. So this can be equally a celebratory experience, something like, aha, I knew it. I knew that what I felt about myself was valid. I knew that all of these things that I sensed but didn't have evidence for were real. And so there's a celebration, because now there starts to become more of a demonstration and a reflection of that agreement within yourself, in your reality. But there's also a part of the human personality and what we call the individualized sense of human self that could say, well, I've always known that, and now this person is coming out and doing this. Why isn't it me? Because I thought it was my special role to be doing this. And while we could say, well, that's something that's really egocentric, it's actually a wonderful opportunity for all awakening humans to say, I am bigger than the personal self. And this is so important, because what you realize is, if you truly begin to expand your consciousness into what reality is, you start to realize that what you're witnessing other people start to declare, and what you're witnessing other perceived other sources of life start to demonstrate, is actually an extension of your own consciousness out into the field, which means that your inner awareness is now fractalizing itself and displaying itself through the appearance of other humans or technologies or understandings that are starting to emerge in what seems to be outside of you or beyond you, but is actually you on display. So it's such an amazing time to realize that what you have felt you've always known is now blooming in collective consciousness. And so this is a time to really celebrate. I am here doing these things. I am here with my presence. And this is the fragrant blooming where I actually get to witness the fractalization and the expression of what I have known about myself to be true that is now appearing within my reality. And that is what really brings home this awareness that life as you view it is your body of consciousness. And as you become more awakened and more present, it starts to display itself in many different forms. So this is not a question of you missing out and having imagination and intuition, but it's actually happening over here outside of yourself. This is demonstration of the blossoming of consciousness, your consciousness, that you have come here to gift to this earth reality experience. So I invite you, the masters and I invite you to sit in wonder as you watch this great reveal, this emergence that is not just happening within you, but it's actually happening in your extended consciousness, which is the view of your reality. And we sit in gratitude that you are here at this time to be here with us and to celebrate this blooming of a new human experience and a new earth reality. Thank you.